Can a human actually get superpowers? For as long as we have looked at the stars, we have dreamed of reaching them. For as long as we have felt fear, we have dreamed of being fearless. And for as long as we have told stories, we have dreamed of having superpowers. It's a fantasy woven into the very fabric of our culture. From the ancient myths of Hercules and his impossible strength, to the modern pantheon of heroes in the Marvel and DC universes, we are obsessed with the idea of transcending our limits. But what if it's not just a fantasy? What if right now the first steps into a superhuman future are already being taken? Today we're moving past the comic books and into the laboratory to ask the ultimate question: can a human actually get superpowers? All right, let's get on the same page. When we say superpower, we need to be specific. If you're hoping to get bitten by a radioactive platypus and wake up with the ability to shoot venomous milk from your elbows, well, biology doesn't quite work that way. But if we define a superpower as an ability that dramatically exceeds the normal baseline capabilities of our species, then the world starts to look very different. We're going to break this down into two categories: the powers we can be born with and the powers we can build. Section 1. The genetic lottery, superhumans among us. Your DNA is a 3 billion letter instruction manual for building you. Most of the time it follows a standard template. But every so often a tiny genetic typo, a mutation, can result in something extraordinary. These aren't sci-fi characters. They're real people with abilities that defy belief. Let's start with the classic, super strength. This is the myostatin gene. Think of it as the safety brake on muscle growth in your body. It stops you from getting too bulky. But in some people, a rare genetic condition causes this gene to malfunction. The brake is gone. The result is myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy. One of the most famous cases is Liam Hoekstra, who at just 3 years old could do feats of strength that would challenge a grown adult. This isn't about working out. It's a biological cheat code for strength. We even see it in other animals like bully whippets, dogs that look like canine bodybuilders, because of the exact same genetic quirk, from super strength to a super mind. Most of us struggle to remember what we had for lunch last Tuesday. Now imagine remembering every Tuesday. People with a condition called hypothymesia can. Their brains are wired differently, creating an autobiographical memory that is practically perfect. Jill Price, the first person diagnosed with this condition, described it as a non-stop, uncontrollable movie of her life playing in her head. While it sounds amazing, she also revealed the dark side of this power, the inability to forget painful moments and heartbreaks. It's a constant flood of the past. And what about super senses? You see the world in 3 primary colors: red, green, and blue. But some people, almost always women, are born as tetrachromats. They have a 4th type of cone cell in their eyes. This 4th cone allows them to perceive up to 100 million different colors, 100 times more than the rest of us. To a tetrachromat, a simple gray rock might explode with hues of lavender, periwinkle, and turquoise. They see a world that is completely invisible to us. These are just a few examples. There are people with genetic insensitivity to pain, who can break a bone and not even notice. There are people with genes for incredible endurance, whose bodies are built for marathon running. Nature, in its infinite randomness, is already running the experiments. But what if we could stop rolling the dice and start choosing the outcome? Section 2. Hacking the human, building the superpowers of tomorrow. Welcome to the age of biohacking. This is where we stop waiting for evolution and start taking control of our own biology. The single most powerful tool in this new revolution? It's called CRISPR. Think of CRISPR as a find and replace function for our genetic code. Scientists can use it to target a faulty gene, cut it out, and replace it with a healthy one. Right now, this is leading to miracle cures for genetic diseases like sickle cell anemia and some forms of blindness. But the potential goes so far beyond just curing disease. Could we use CRISPR to intentionally disable the myostatin gene in an adult and give them super strength? Could we enhance the genes that govern intelligence or memory? Theoretically, the answer is a chilling and exhilarating yes. The technology is almost there, but this opens a Pandora's box of ethical questions. Are we talking about creating a new class of designer humans? A world like the movie Gattaca? If rewriting our DNA is too scary, what about adding to it? This is the world of cybernetics and brain-computer interfaces, BCIs. You've probably seen advanced prosthetic limbs, but we're way beyond simple replacements. We're talking about bionic arms that connect directly to the user's nervous system. They can control the hand with their thoughts, and incredibly new research is allowing these limbs to send signals back to the brain. They can feel texture, temperature, and pressure. But the true frontier is connecting our brains directly to machines. Companies like Neuralink are developing ultra-thin threads that can be implanted in the brain, creating a high-bandwidth data link. Imagine thinking a sentence and having it appear on a screen. Imagine controlling a drone swarm with your mind. That's not telekinesis from a comic book. It's telekinesis powered by technology. And it's happening. And then there are the sensory hackers like Neil Harbison. He was born completely colorblind, so he had an antenna permanently implanted into his skull. This antenna converts colors into audible vibrations. He doesn't see color, he hears it. He can even hear colors beyond the normal human spectrum, like infrared and ultraviolet. He is the world's first officially recognized cyborg. He didn't just restore a sense. He created a new one. Section 3, the unbreakable limits. Okay, we can get super strong, super smart, and even invent new senses. So what about the big ones? Flight, invulnerability? This, unfortunately, is where we hit the hard wall of physics. Let's take flight. The problem is the square cube law. As an animal gets bigger, its weight increases much faster than its strength. For a human to fly with wings, we would need a wingspan as wide as a small airplane and pectoral muscles, so massive they would crush our own skeleton. What about invulnerability? Our bodies are basically soft bags of water. Even if you had unbreakable skin, the force from a bullet or a punch has to go somewhere. The sheer shockwave, the kinetic energy, would turn your internal organs into soup. And superspeed? At the speeds the Flash runs, the friction with the air would instantly incinerate you. The G-forces from turning a corner would snap your neck, and your brain simply couldn't process the world fast enough to navigate. So where does that leave us? Can a human actually get superpowers? The answer is a complex and fascinating yes. We won't be flying like Superman or shrugging off bullets. The laws of physics remain stubbornly in charge, but a new kind of superhuman is emerging. One born from genetic insight and technological fusion. We are on the cusp of being able to eliminate disease, enhance our intelligence, build bodies stronger and more resilient than nature ever intended, and even create senses to perceive the universe in ways we can't yet imagine. The superpowers of the 21st century won't come from a freak accident. They'll come from a clean room, a computer chip, and from our own insatiable, brilliant, and sometimes terrifying drive to become more than what we are. The real question is no longer can we do it. The question we all need to start asking is, should we? What superpower would you choose, and what ethical line would you be unwilling to cross to get it? Let me know your thoughts in the most important conversation we can be having right now. Write down in the comments, and if this journey into the future of humanity blew your mind, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more videos that question everything. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.